All right, let's dive into something that's absolutely critical for any business out there. It's health check. We're going to talk about two key functions, assurance and advisory services. Now, they might sound a little similar, but trust me, they play totally different and equally important roles in keeping a company thriving. You know, it's a huge question for any business. How do you really know if you're healthy? Is everything under the hood running the way it's supposed to? Are there any sneaky problems you can't see? And maybe even more important, how do you get even better? Getting a clear, honest picture is a real challenge.
So the best way to get our heads around this? Let's use a metaphor we can all understand. A doctor's visit. Seriously, it's the perfect way to frame the two completely different services we're about to break down.
So who's the specialist that monitors a company's health? Well, every organization has one, or at least they should. We're talking about the internal audit function. Just think of them as the company's own dedicated in-house doctor, whose whole job is to check up on the organization and help make it stronger. Now, if you pull up the official textbook definition, you'll see these two keywords just pop right out: assurance and advisory. And no, they're not just fancy synonyms. They represent two totally distinct jobs that internal audit plays to help a company hit its goals. Okay, so where does this in-house doctor actually sit in the company? This model, what we call the 3 lines of defense, makes it super clear. The first line, that's management, the folks dealing with risk every single day. The second line, that's your risk and compliance teams, providing oversight. And then, all the way over here, you have internal audit as the third line. They're separate, independent, and they report directly to the top. That independence is their superpower. All right, let's tackle the first one, assurance. The easiest way to think about this? It's the company's annual physical. Yep, that routine, head-to-toe checkup that's all about making sure everything is working just the way it's supposed to. At its core, assurance is all about building trust and confidence. It's answering the big question: are our systems for running the company, managing risk, and keeping things in check actually working? Assurance provides a totally objective, fact-based answer to that question. So think of it this way. Assurance is all about looking in the rearview mirror. It's a look back into the past to check the evidence and see if the company followed the rules and if its processes held up. It's formal, it's fact-based, and it results in a professional opinion. So what kind of checkups are we talking about here? Well, it could be anything, really. Are we following the law? Are our day-to-day operations efficient? Is our computer data locked down and secure? Are the numbers in our financial reports actually correct? It's all about verification. Okay, so the annual physical came back great. Awesome. You've got a clean bill of health. But what if you don't just want to be fine? What if the company wants to get stronger, faster? What if it wants to be ready to run a marathon? And that, my friends, is where our second service comes roaring in. Advisory services. This isn't the family doctor anymore. This is like going to see a specialist for a performance consultation. It's not a routine checkup. It's a deep dive focused on a very specific goal. Now, this is a really, really important point. The auditor gives this advice without taking on management responsibilities. They're like a coach or a consultant. They bring the expertise, they give recommendations, but they are not the ones making the final call. That's always up to management. So, if assurance is the rearview mirror, advisory is the GPS. It's all about looking ahead, down the road. And here, the auditor doesn't just decide what to look at. Nope. The scope is figured out together with the client, with management, to tackle a very specific problem or goal. It's a true partnership. And man, the different forms this can take are all over the map. It could be a big, formal project with contracts and everything, or it could be as simple as an auditor giving their 2 cents in a meeting. It could be jumping in to help with a massive merger or even providing emergency support after a crisis. It's that flexibility that makes it so incredibly valuable. All right, so we've met our family doctor, that's assurance, and our performance specialist, that's advisory. Now let's pull out the medical chart and put their notes right next to each other to really see the difference. This is it, the question we've been building up to. What really, truly separates these two vital services? Let's break it down nice and simple. This chart lays it all out perfectly. Just look at purpose. Assurance is about an objective assessment. Advisory is about providing advice. Or check out focus. This is the big one. Assurance is historical, looking backward. Advisory is all about the future, looking forward. That single difference right there, it changes everything, from who's involved to how you even talk about the results. So you see, it's never about choosing one over the other. A truly healthy company needs both. You wouldn't just see a specialist and skip your annual physical, right? Of course not. They are two sides of the very same coin, and you need both to get the full picture. Honestly, if you remember just one thing from all this, make it this. Assurance gives a company confidence, confidence that things are stable and under control. Advisory, that provides foresight, the vision to see what's coming and prepare for it.
And it all boils down to two very different but equally important questions. Assurance asks, are we doing things right? Are we following the playbook? But advisory asks a much bigger, more strategic question. Are we doing the right things? Is this even the right playbook to begin with? You've got to have both.
And that really leaves us with the big question every company has to ask itself as it looks to the future. What's more important, getting that clean bill of health for today or having a solid plan to be even stronger tomorrow? The answer, of course, is that the best, most successful companies have figured out how to do both.